Oh, I gotta interview the president. Mr. Sir, I got a serious
How you got in
question.
there like
How do you feel about the current price of the McChicken? And do you have any plans to fix that?
I think it could be a lot lower. So
Sir, it used to be a
I think
dollar.
in the next month we're going to make it 50 cents, just like it should be.
You make obese, wide, voluptuous, greedy get.
E.T.
Sir, Mr. President, what are we doing with
I
the
think that
current
was
state
just
of
a
the
bunch
world?
of buzzwords. I don't think that was a coherent sentence they just said.
No, Mr. President. I think he's just asking you E ET.
E.T.
There are a lot of extraterrestrials that we have captured.
These be
We
well.
have investigated them, and they are fine people. I like those aliens.
This is a
So what are we planning on doing to make the McChicken at 50
your
cents?
attempt didn't work last time, but it will now.
I'm gonna sign my 1 billionth executive order to make it 50 cents. They're gonna have to listen or face eradication by the U.S. government.
That's a great thing, sir. I'm very glad that we can get that cost of a McChicken back down once again. How do you feel about the current housing crisis?
I think we should just, instead of building more houses, because Lord knows we've built plenty of them. I think we should just start sending all the people with no homes to underground bunkers. Send them underground like Fallout.
Take him out.
Let them live there for hundreds of years.
Yo, Trump. I got a question.
Sir, we're in the middle of an interview. I'm conducting an interview for Channel 8 at 8 p.m.
Oh, you
His
are?
question
Yo,
might
hey,
be
yo.
interesting.
Hey, I want to shout out. All my homies on the block. You heard? Yo, free my some easy money. Yo, he come home
Law.
cool. He booked for murder. But yo, that's besides the point. Yo, shout out my mom. You know, she held it down when I was going through it.
Definitely dare you. Love
you
mama
know,
too.
you know. But yo, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Trump. Yo, you can hear me? Yo, hello?
Yo, we getting
I
our
can
food
hear you.
stamps back.
Yeah,
By the way,
like,
shout out his mom and shout out his homie.
oh, yeah, Trump.
Sir, are you planning
Yo,
on sending
Trump, I
another
ain't gonna lie.
50 billion to Israel anytime soon?
Can you
I
take
just,
away the tariffs,
since we've been
please?
sitting here, I've sent another 50 billion.
Take away the terrorists. That's so crazy. I'm Muslim. Why you gotta say stuff like that? Why?
'Cause I don't
Sir,
wanna-
how do
I
you
don't
feel
have
about
to
that
pay
current
more
statement?
fee.
Required of me.
Yo, I found it crazy. Like, why you want to say that? Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam. Like, what you mean take away the terrorists? That's so crazy.
The tariffs.
So what's your political
Yeah, but, like,
opinion?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you ever want to play and I see you, fire in the hole.
Mr. Trump, what's your opinion on that?
What?
Mashallah.
You just listening on the conversation. Are you just listening in?
Sir, what's your rebuttal to that?
E.T.
What you said?
So what's your rebuttal to what he just said?
Wait. I ain't gonna lie. Who said what? Who talking? Robot right here?
No, it was
Oh,
Mr.
listen,
Trump.
I sent
Oh, Mr.
it.
Trump. I'm sorry. I ain't hear you.
Over
Gotta say
here.
it again, Brody.
Mashallah.
I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Esther, I'm bugging. You can't hear this guy. I can't.
Me too, cuz.
Mr. Trump, I think he might have you muted.
You too.
I
Oh,
think
no,
he
she's
might be.
coming.
No, that's fine. All the people who want to hear me
Wait,
will
there's
hear me.
a 10-year-old coming. Stay away.
What?
He's over there.
What?
Oh, yeah, smell like dick. You're really used to that.
E.T.
All right, Mr. Trump, one final question for you. Are we ever going to build that wall?
We are building it right now. In fact, we're repainting what's already there, so it's going to cost an obscene amount of money. But we're going to repaint it. We're going to finish building it by the end of this month.
And so what are we ever going to do with Nancy Pelosi?
We are going to send her to Alligator Alcatraz. We're going to send her down there. She's going to live out the rest of her days in there.
That's a very good statement. You know, the American people have been really wanting a little bit more of a push to justice when it comes to these senators, especially when they've been in power 30, 40 years. You have any plans for term limits?
I do have a plan. It might be the one you're expecting, but not the one in relation to that question. we are going to get rid of the 22nd Amendment. I will serve as many terms as I can until I pass beyond. And even then, they're going to put my head in a jar like on Futurama with Richard Nixon. And then I'm going to be president forever. That's
And how
what
do you?
we're doing with term limits.
I see, sir. How do you think the American people will react to that?
E.T.
They're going to have to love it because that's what they got. What are they going to do? Revolt?
And do you think this is what your supporters voted for?
Absolutely. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love the poorly educated, and that's who voted for me. And that's, if you can't be educated, you can't know what to expect. So this is exactly what they expected.
So are you telling me right now that if it was between you or Kamala, who should the public have chosen?
They should have chosen Kamala if they wanted to have a good time, but now I'm in charge and I have the House, I have the Senate, I have full control.
So if you have full control, Mr. President, why hasn't the cost of living gone down?
Because I
E.T.
don't want it to. It makes me more money if the cost of living stays up, because then all my cronies can have all the good real estate.
So who, other than yourself, who's the biggest crony that you have right now, earning the most from the American people?
Well, I broke up with Elon a few months back.
Mhm.
It's a little bit of a sore subject. So my biggest man is girl Bibi Netanyahu, my favorite.
Yeah, you guys are pretty close from what I've seen in the interviews, Mr. President.
E.T.
Very close.
Wow.
You could say we're the closest.
Are you guys getting married anytime soon?
We are planning to get married, I believe, on the 20th of November.
20th of
I'll have
November.
to check again.
Huh. And so how do you think, are you paying it with public funds or are you paying it out of pocket?
What am I, crazy? Of course it's going to be from public funds. The taxpayers are going to pay for every single dime, just like they're paying for my new ballroom where it's going to be held.
That makes a lot more sense now on why you guys are building that ballroom. And so what if the public,
We've eradicated the East Wing and built a beautiful $300 million ballroom, all
E.T.
funded by taxpayers. The
and so,
alien distracted me, sorry.
oh no, you're completely fine, Mr. President. And so what's your response to the public being in an outrage about it when the cost of living and the housing prices are through the roof still?
I say, what else did you expect with me as president?
That's a valid point, Mr. President. Now, to the people that didn't vote at all, what do you have a word for them? Or do you even have a response to what they say?
I say they should have voted. It's always important to vote. Every vote counts. But unfortunately,
I believe.
that was their last chance. There's not going to be another election. That was their last chance to vote.
E.T.
So, Mr. President, in response to that, some of the public have, expressed their discourse through online means as, Twitter and Reddit. Are you ever going to put a ban on anything like that? Or are you going to continue to let the people have their free speech?
What free speech? We're already dismantling it. Didn't you see that little 17-year-old who got arrested for saying something about poor, dearly departed Charlie Kirk? We arrested them like a dog.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that. And so, how long do you expect this to kind of go on for when the people have that First Amendment? Are you just going to take it away silently very soon? Or are you just going to give them reasons to not want to have it?
The first one, we're going to take it away silently and very soon. We've already attacked the freedom of press because only certain people are allowed to be at our press conferences. We are attacking religious freedoms because there is only one true Lord above, and that is money. And as you've just seen, we've arrested some people for what they are saying. So I think it's going pretty well so far. The dismantling.
And what about the other amendments, as in, the Second Amendment, the right to protest and whatnot? Are you going to silently get rid of those as well?
I haven't considered the Second Amendment because, people love it. People don't care if you attack any other ones, but if you attack the second one, they get uproariously angry. So we might leave that one, and it might help us in the future in case we need to silently take down those who oppose. But I
So,
think any of the other ones can probably go.
understandable, Mr. President. So, in that regard, are you going to just leave the Second Amendment there just in case you need your supporters to get into an uproar and take care of your political opponents?
Exactly that, my friend.
Interesting. And to the public that will, very obviously, how would I put it? Enrage, they'll get into an uproar about it. They'll get to talking about it on Twitter and public forums. How are you going to deal with that kind of discourse?
We do what we've already done. We've just sat back, watched, and let them do it. Because at the end of the day, what power do they hold?
ET.
I and all my friends from other countries too, and the people in blue suits that you'll never see.
Thank you, sister.
We all hold the power, so anything they do doesn't really matter.
Interesting. And to the people that are getting mad about, the strikes on the boats that are carrying these drugs to the American, country, what do you have to say to those people that get, visibly upset?
They can do it all they want, but that boat had drugs on it, I'm sure of it, so we exterminated it from reality.
Interesting. So you have no
I got a
problem.
voice warning.
I did as well. They see they're already trying to cancel this interview, Mr. President.
See, it's working. That was actually, I've just implemented a few things into Roblox itself. That was it working.
Okay, so that does make a little bit more sense, Mr. President. And kind of getting back on the topic of those boat strikes. So are the current war in that region that's kind of going on, are you ever going to straight up declare an act of war on the cartels, or are you just going to leave that kind of in a in a limbo?
We're gonna keep it in a limbo because another thing, not that they can do anything, but we do want to try and at least somewhat quell the rage. But I said that I would not start a war, and I have not. So any kind of action we're going to take is not going to be officially war until we are acted upon by them because we're acting on them. And of course, we will take out anything that opposes us because you have no clue the kinds of power we have, the weapons of mass destruction we have behind closed doors.
So so do you really have no quarrels or qualms with the people that say that they do have an issue with the fact that you're using taxpayer money to strike these fishing boats?
I don't really have qualms with them because they're still going to pay it. It's still their money that they're pouring into it. They're still going out and buying Big Macs and cereal at the store. The taxes are still coming in, so
That's a fair point. That is a fair point, Mr. President. And kind of with the situation kind of going in Myanmar and the civil war going on as well, are you expecting anything similar to that happening in the U.S. whenever people do have enough?
Oh, I suspected it
Man,
could
what do I
possibly
come
happen.
back to? Like, what y'all talking about, man?
What did that guy just say?
I don't know, Mr. President.
The the train has left the station. I have no clue what I was talking about.
The situation in Myanmar, Mr. President, the civil war going on there, are you expecting any kind of similar situation whenever the people eventually figure it out and have enough? Or are you just going to, use your supporters along those ends?
We'll use our supporters along those ends, and of course, if it gets too rough, we have bombs. We will destroy them with whatever it takes.
Interesting thought, Mr. President. I've already asked you about the economy. I've already asked you about the stuff going on in Myanmar and in Mexico right now. But the stuff happening in the U.S. with the National Guard getting deployed, do you have any like statements on that, on why the people should be okay with that, or are you more in a different position?
The people should be okay with it because if they oppose it, guess where they're heading next? Any city that opposes us, we are going to send the National Guard in, and we are going to take care of business, get rid of those who need to be gotten rid of, and at the end of the day, restore peace and tranquility to all those who have supported me over the years.
That's a valid point, Mr. President. That's a valid point. So, but the National Guard coming in through cities like Chicago, for say, that people have, expressed a very bad, distaste for stuff like that. Even the mayor themselves have said that they will take any actions against people of federal law enforcement and they will, persecute them for civil enforcement.
I degaff.
Interesting. All right, Mr. President, one final question for you. When is that wedding again?
Mark your calendars. It's November 20th of this year, held in the ballroom, the Great East Wing Ballroom. Me and Baby are getting married. Happily wed.
Alrighty, Mr. President. Thank you so much for the interview. Do you have any final words for the American audience?
My final words are we are changing our slogan. It's no longer MAGA, it's MAGAGAGA. Make America great and glorious and gooey again.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. President, for the interview. This has been Lemons with Channel 8 News at 8 p.m. Once again, signing off with the amazing interview of President Donald J. Trump. Ladies, anything to say before I cut the feed?
No, God bless.
All right. What about you, Moniz?
What just happened?
Just a simple interview, ma'am. Do you have any words for the American people?
God bless America.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll tune in once again at 8 p.m. tomorrow on the dot. Thank you so much.